Hello. Just getting stuff started. Warp core, I know, terrible. Mac, how's it going? Enrico? Steel? Mac, you got put on a 10-minute timeout on the server earlier. Let me, let's take a look. Why would you have gotten put on a timeout earlier? Hmm. Oh. um, so prior to the election, just because I didn't want any political stuff in there, I put all the political names into the auto mod filter, and I guess I did that to the one that includes the 10-minute timeout. Yeah, yeah. So there was. I just figured that was probably the best move. Yeah, but I clearly need to go in and fix that. I actually just did that over on the builds Discord. I split up the auto mod a bit. So like there's flagged words, political and offensive, a bunch of the words that would cause people to start yapping at each other. That'll give a minute timeout. If you try to put a Discord link in, it'll time you out for 60 seconds and give you a warning saying you need permission to be able to do that. And if you do any of the stuff that we've seen a bunch of the bots come in and do, where they're talking about OnlyFans, Telegram, stuff like that, you just straight up are going to get a day timeout. No, we're not talking about the election. Mac was asking why he got timed out there. And that would be why. Where did my... Hold on a second. Just moving my restream chat over. Otto, thank you for the sub. Very much appreciated. The Prime sub. Yeah, for some reason my restream chat is not wanting to show anything even though I'm live. There we go. Time to buy a bundle? Yeah. Waldo? Greg? Archimagos, how's it going? Oh, Spencer of the Lake, share us your wisdom. If you're looking to do any computer upgrades, probably do them in the next couple of months. That's my wisdom. Red Panda, how's it going? Fej, Jay. So, I part of the reason I'm late is I got a package in that was a little bit messed up, and it had some gifts in it. And my sister, carries over that same set of gambling issues that I've got. And I saw on AliExpress that they had this little keychain thing. I'll show you guys here. I was like, this is perfect for her, because I keep all my gambling to just online stuff, and she likes to do the gambling IRL. So this apparently works. Yeah. It was like $1 on AliExpress. It feels absolutely cheap and like it won't probably last long, but it's a neat little gimmick. He'll plug anything, won't he? Terrible. Cooper, how's it going? Where'd my restream chat go? There we go. Yes, I did watch Lower Decks. That is good to see, and obviously, the KDF side, there was that death earlier. Yeah, Tony Todd. Um, they usually do those updates to the in-game memorial plaque. With the next big update, I could see them, rushing in and getting it maybe next week with the feast event. Um, but most likely, I would say the winter event. Yeah. You'll take your time out quietly. I'm sorry, Mac. She can gamble on it. Yeah. Yeah. Terrible. I know Warp Core is terrible. Yeah, doing well. I need some of these offs to sell. Let's see. Anything sold here? 21 looks like sold. But yeah, I'm just gonna go through here at the start and see if any of the stuff I've posted is sold. I put up what 31s and 26s I had. You know, 26s, I had one or two lying around prior to doing that video. I mentioned them in that video just to let people know what was going on. And I did put a disclaimer out there saying, hey, these things are not functioning properly and could easily be fixed at any point in the future. But people are still buying them. All right, my character's stuck. There we go. Got a couple of weapon packs to open. But yeah, Kath, doing good. Just mess up sleep schedule like normal. It's me, how's it going? Waldo, the legendary Talus still has value for assault formation theta for tort builds, but that is a bit more of a niche thing and not for everyone. Get McStud to come out of retirement to mention them, he'll sell even more. McStud is busy building a house, and I think in general is just sort of burnt out, frustrated, with STO. When I have seen him on in Discord, he's been doing like Star Citizen with Nick and a few others. Okay. Let's see, what other character did I have stuff posted on? Nurse Ogawa wasn't added to your knowledge. So what's 26 going for? My two at 700 are still the cheapest. What's 31 going for? 31's been undercut. I need to just readjust prices quick. I did get a shipping notification for, and I just realized my desktop audio was off, but I did get a shipping notification for the first fan home order. So I should be getting that here in the next couple of days. Am I interested in covering or playing Star Citizen as well? I have packages in Star Citizen. I bought a package for that game probably back in, I think it was 2014, 2015. I've played it. I'm just not, with where I'm at right at this moment, I'm not super interested in diving into that too much further right now. But I feel like with that game, I just need to be in the right mood and mindset for it, and I'm just not there right now. Okay. Let me just pull up what I have. I'm just gonna do 2FA, isn't it? Hold on. Two factors, always fun. Especially when it doesn't go to the correct email. I'm just trying to get this to pull up, but it's not giving me the right email here, so just give me a minute. That email needs a two-factor because I apparently haven't signed into it in ages. Could have sworn I changed my my password or my email there. Okay, let's see. What do I have here? Yeah, sorry, that was just taking forever to load. My hanger. Tim, how's it going? Made it before too much went by, so how's everyone doing? Doing good? Sora? Can you gamble in Star Citizen? Is it even worth playing if you can't? I don't think you can. I don't know. So yeah, the first package I got was the Mustang Alpha back in 2015. So like I've played this game on and off over the years, but just need to be in the right mindset for it. Tony Todd has entered Stovacor, and indeed. Bughole, Picard. What would be the better ship for me to use? CSV, the Dalkina, or the Typhoon? The Dalkina. The Dalkina is like, if you're doing a list of best ships in the game, the Dalkina is easily top 5. Like, you know, it is in that top 5 list for do builds. In fact, I'd say the Dalkina is the best ship in the game with an experimental weapon on it. The other option is the Theseus, but the Theseus, the issue with that is its bridge officer layout is a bit iffy, and it doesn't have a hangar bay, it doesn't have a cloak. The issue for the Dalkina is it's got a singularity core, and people that are newer to shipbuilding will see a singularity core, and they will absolutely just freak out about the lower power that you have on the Romulan ships. But you know, there are ways to build around that. What do I think this year's winter event ship could be? You know, I wonder what random ship we're gonna see pop up from an older Star Trek movie. Would be that's the question. You know, last year was the Temerian Was it just the Temerian? Was that just the name of it? Um, last year was just some random ship that was somewhat notable from, just like an episode. So we'll probably do something similar this year where it's just a ship that is notable from a movie or episode or something. Yeah, merchants are usually active during winter, I heard. I wouldn't know what you're talking about. I'd have to search for an idea exactly. You know, that's a good point. I'd have to search for something. Hmm. I wonder if whatever ship it is has a physical model. I wonder. I wonder if the upcoming winter ship has a physical model done of it. Temerian was last year, yeah. It's gonna be the whale probe. Delkina's even better with Type 7 Petch, yes. Why does my game sound so loud right now? You guys could probably barely hear that because I think the OBS is set to lower the audio quite a bit, but that was really loud on my end. Orion pirate ship like in Season 5 of Lower Decks? Yeah, I think we'll probably see that ship, but it'll be a while. Okay, the Fed one's 700. Delkina lacks with uncons. That is true. That is a weakness of the Delkina. And I already know, Michi, you're going to say the Atlantis. I know the Atlantis is good. I know. I know. I've seen your results with it. Yeah, the Devar's in the game, but it was not the most well received. Any more Prodigy ships? I'm sure that there's some more Prodigy stuff that they can put in, but I would expect the remaining ships lockbox wise this year to be lower decks. The Orion Devar, I actually have one. Let me show you. Yeah, Michi, your combat time was too low. You're gonna have to redo it. Phil, how's it going? Where is Lower Decks hairstyle on console? That's a good question. So this is the Orion Devar. Americat, how's it going? Yeah, this is the Orion Devar. They added this into the game earlier this year. Um, these sold very poorly on the exchange, and I know that at least one market player that picked up a couple of these to try and sell early on, they ended up taking quite a bit of a hit because, like, after a month, they were having issues, just moving through the 5 that they had acquired or whatever. Like they took a quite a big hit because these ships just wouldn't sell. This is the science ship. We also saw this in Strange New Worlds. Yeah, it's a size ship, 3-3, temporal and intel. When I was leveling mine up just to get the trade off of it, which is the only reason I actually bought it, um, I just put a beam overload setup on it. Listed yours for 6 AC and it sold super fast. I don't know the name of those Orion ships from Lower Decks that we saw in this season. Yeah, this is the Orion Devar temporal science vessel. Beam overload sometimes just works out as being a fast way for me to level some ships up. You know, it just depends on the ship. Sometimes, you know, CSV. Sometimes, if it's really bad, I'll just do beams and call it a day. I don't actually have a build on the Devar. I don't have builds on anything anymore. The question, when it comes to ship specialist seating, does it really matter if you like this ship? I mean, that's personal preference, Stuka. Plenty of people fly ships that are suboptimal because they like how they look. You know, if everyone was flying the meta platforms, you'd see, you know, for most people, you'd see everyone in Atlantises. You would see, you know, people in the D7 quite a bit more. People often are fine taking hits to fly ships that are more suited to their playstyle. Kurt, how's it going? I don't expect it to be a Breen ship. I expect it to be a ship that we saw for a couple seconds in a movie or TV show for the winter event. Dan, thank you for the 30 bits. Much appreciated. Yeah, exactly, Dan. That's how most people feel about it. A whale probe suggestion, yeah. You know, on the topic of Sovereign too, the Lamar, I noticed some on the exchange yesterday. Let's see what the exchange looks like today. Okay, so there is a few more promos popping up on the market. There's a strike at 1.5. There is I saw Lamar. At least I thought I did. Yeah, there's a Lamar at 1.5. Go back a page here. There's another Lamar, 1.495, 1.494, 1.475. So there's 4 Lamars up on the market. No, I've not done any gambling yet. Only have 100 mil. Yeah, the ship prices aren't going to come down anytime soon. You know, realistically, if you can get a promo ship at 1.5, that's your best deal. Is Spiral Cannons, if you have the Gorn Hunter trade on and you're playing elite content, I would lean towards, you know, the plasma stuff, of course, but you know, for normal and advanced, you know, where stuff doesn't live very long, then I would lean towards the spiral wave disruptors. Those prices are just way too astronomical for you. What's the best way to get so many credits? I mean, the best way is just to, you know, pull out the credit card. That's the the ultimate best way. Um, the issue is with any EC farming methods in the game outside of like Tour of the Galaxy, Admiralty, Endeavors, anything that is market related, there's not enough people playing this game for that type of knowledge to get out there. For example, someone's going to immediately say I'm gatekeeping, when I say stuff like that, but you look back to some of the DOF packs I talked about in some members only videos, and just me talking about them in a members only video resulted in those markets just being completely obliterated within an hour of that video going up, and we're a year plus later and those markets still haven't actually recovered. There's just not enough players in this game for a lot of these exchange methods to really get out there, because as soon as more than one or two people are doing them, they cease to function. Absolutely. If you go the credit card method and you're buying your Zen through the Epic Games Store, sure, use code CasualSAB at checkout. Yeah, Tony Todd, that is a loss. It was very sad to see that. You can buy, you buy like master keys through the Zen store or the promo packs when they're available, and you sell those on the exchange. So like with the promo packs, when I was talking about those in a news video a week or so back when they had the flash sale going on, that was basically 560 Zen to get a 4-pack of those, and let me pull those back up. Yeah, so this is from last week. The numbers are probably a smidge different, but during that 25% sale, or during the 30% sale, sorry, that was 560 Zen for the 4-pack, and that would have netted you $1 billion EC for $54. I see a lot of the same names in Stowe's general chat, even months between logins. Sometimes, yes. Stowe has a very small, but very active and dedicated player base. What does DOF mean? Duty officer. So, duty officer, you look at, let's look Delta. The Delta Alliance DOF promo packs are the most desirable because those have a chance to also drop Scramble Fighters, some of the crit DOFs. And those crit DOFs, those things are so popular. Yeah, the Praetor is already in game. Yeah, playing the exchange can be good, but yeah, like Dan said, you're gonna take some hits before you reap any rewards. Nine times out of 10. The thing is people want easy answers as to how to turn 100 million into like $1 billion or whatever. I've seen that question pop up quite a bit, and the thing is, there are ways to do that, but as soon as they're out there, they're no longer viable. For instance, I did a members only video a while back going over how I made 2 billion EC, or how I went from 0 EC to 2 billion, pretty much just playing some parts of the DOF market. And the issue is that I alone introduced so much supply of the one duty officer that I alone, just myself, crippled that market, and it took me months to actually sell the items to get that EC. Thomas, how's it going? Yeah, one does it, everyone does it, yeah. They do share a cooldown steal. Surgical Strikes 3 is going to just be, single target for your weapons while it's up. And, CSV, of course, you're hitting multiple things. So they do share cooldown, and they have different firing mode extender traits. Moto, you can buy a 6th slot over at your fleet spire for some fleet credits. It's like 150,000 fleet creds for the extra space and ground slot. The KDF does have some good ships, but the issue is that most of the really good KDF ships end up being locked behind higher paywalls. So lockbox, promo, legendary. That's generally the issue for KDF is when it comes to Zen store ships, they're a bit worse off than the other factions because your best Klingon ships are going to be more expensive. Yeah, exactly, Dan. They're just. I wish the game had more players, so market stuff like that could be more openly discussed. But if I go out and tell people, let me give an example. Let's watch this market, probably tank a little bit. These holonovel storage devices. If you get a critical on these duty officer missions that you do from running these, if you get a critical on them, it's a 50-50 chance that you get a Oxtabat technician, which you can then typically sell for 10 to 15 mil. So if you get the correct offs for it and you go in and you run them over and over, then you can make a good bit of profit off of that. In fact, for that 0 to 2 billion EC series that I was doing, these are how I started out, was doing these holo novels. And that got me a good bit of EC to start off. But yeah, holo novels, I mean, one person can go through and clear out that entire market, and then that method's done. I could go through and do that right now. There's 14 listings up on the exchange, and it would take someone looking at this right around 50 mil to clear that market. And then that method that I just talked about is dead until there's more supply on the market. Like that's the issue with a lot of stow things, is there just isn't enough supply for how many players there is. What's a good metric to decide between using Boimler? If you would use Oxtabat for 100% reliability, but the downside to using Oxtabat is it nukes your aux power. So with it nuking your aux power, that means if you're using fleet power network array, you need to time an Oxbat before you would hit your fleet power to make sure your aux power is as high as possible. I think Oxtabat's still good for some builds for just the reliability of it, but there's a lot of opportunity costs eaten up with Oxtabat, and nowadays I think just going Boimler with, if you're really worried, you could do like a Photonic Officer, or you can run some of the Borg Deflector Officer Duty Officers, which give you cooldown reduction. Those don't really get much, as much attention as they should, but those work pretty well. There's currently a Red Alert event, and next week is going to be the Typhoon event on console and the final part of the year-long event campaign for PC. Okay, 75 million worth of Delta Alliance soft packs. Will I get a good trait or duty officer from these? Brutal. I got a ground crit chanced off. What is that worth right now? I mean, that potentially is my money back, so I'm going to put that up for 80. If someone wants that, then there you go. Maricat, if you're wanting the maximum AC and you don't want to deal with the gamble, then you just sell the Infinity Box version, directly. If you're wanting to gamble for a promo ship, then that's fine. But the drop rate on the promo ships is abysmal, as I've talked about many times in the past. So, I would just sell the packs. Noriko, I mean, there are ways for you to get those ships. Just by playing the game with like the event campaigns, which I know is a really slow process. Um, I know it's a slow grind and it sucks. But yeah, there are ways. I mean, obviously, if you're in a position where you can throw money at the screen, then the game makes it much easier to get stuff like that. But yeah, I think the 10th bundle will show up again before the end of the year. We will not see a KDF recruit event before the end of the year. That is pretty much something we see pop up near the end of February. So after the anniversary event will be the next recruitment event, most likely. Did I get any other good duty officers from that? Not even a rare. Zach, I've heard about traits being duplicated but completely unremovable. That is certainly different. Can't say I've heard that. Okay, let's do some TFOs. I've got my Heroian Hunter here, so yeah, the 10th bundle is entirely like an immersion, type of bundle to go for. You're going for it because you want the ships, not necessarily for performance. Also, so you guys know I'm working on some videos for sales and upcoming stuff, but just curious, does this look good to you guys, or is it a bit too busy? Looks good. Certainly catches the eye. The thing is, when it comes to thumbnails too, is realistically people are going to be seeing them really, really small. Real eye catcher, which is the point. Okay. All good. Too bad that portal is fed only. Yeah. Composition, what even is it? I know, Cheops. I know, okay? Look, I was debating what to do for it, and I had, a couple different layers. I was trying a couple different things. That's really big. Yeah, I was just trying to make it look a bit catchy, and that's why I settled on what I did. What would you say? as a new player, you should get on Black Friday. Definitely pick up Zen. That really is going to depend on what your playstyle is and what all they do for the sales. Yeah, I was trying to get a good angle on the Chimera, and I was just having a hard time with the space on the thumbnail. When do I think the remasters to the Horizon and Admiral Quinn will arrive on console? Maybe next week. Okay, let's TFO wise. You guys love making me suffer, so random elite. Let's get Days of Doom going. Ground would be terrible because I don't know how to play ground. Ground content scares me. It's infected. No way. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, you guys wanted me to suffer. I see how it is. Wow, my opening was so bad there. So bad. I don't even have an Oxbat on, so... Yeah, this is rough on my part. I did not mean to target that when I hit that, but it is what it is. Not even a million. That's just terrible.
Sensors confirm that the transwarp conduit has been destroyed. However, our scans of the starbase are still
20 seconds too long. Yeah, the legendary Akira is definitely in a better position. Anything... The harsh reality is meta-wise, because of the value of Type 7s, like, anything that doesn't have a hanger base slot is at a serious disadvantage for general gameplay. But obviously people continue to just ignore that and, fly the ships they want to fly, but, Type 7 pets were a game changer, and they, balance-wise, have very much disrupted things. Michi, you're right. I do enjoy it. It's how I get all of these isomag, components. Osiris, how's it going? Yeah, when I have some more isomags farmed, I'm gonna do so much more damage. That loadout's very up to date. I've got all of the modernized loadouts on this character, apparently. You were gonna buy some isomags, but the tariffs, yeah, terrible chops. Like I said before, to anyone in the US considering on, doing a PC upgrade, probably do it in the next 2 months. Should make my Dalkina a beam overload ship. Terrible. Are 4 isomags better than 7 locators? Generally, looking at that comparison, the 7 locators would typically be better. But I mean, that is an exchange that I would probably be willing to take. Ramsman, because if the not to get into any political discussion here, but if we do actually see tariffs start to happen, remember the big thing people in the US don't understand with tariffs is we, the consumers, pay them. And if we have electronics, receiving a 20% tariff, that is us paying the extra 20%. So if you're looking to do a PC upgrade, doing that before January 20th is probably a very wise move. Okay. Enough with the political talk. Let's do some more content. Let's do a royal flush. The last time we tried to do a royal flush, it ended up failing. So remember, we just have to split up. Royal flush elite to public queue. But what is the saying? Isn't it like those who ignore history are doomed to repeat it or whatever? That's what we're gonna see there when it comes to tariffs. Yeah, let's start the game. Royal Flush Elite. There we go. There's the pop. How much of a difference is it really for casual elite TFO between Isomax and TAC? I mean, they can both provide a similar damage buff. It just depends on how many of either you're able to slot. Yeah.
Alliance vessel, your arrival in Florida space has been noted.
There you go, Warp Core. I think Royal Flush is an interesting TFO. And, remember, we just have to split up. So, one person go to the left side, one person stay center, one person go right. And remember, we have to save the Undine ships first after this this first group here. You have to save the Undine first, or you will fail. Okay, then I'll go left. Rachel, how's it going?
Clear unit complex Alpha, so our planet killers can arrive safely.
Where'd my aux spot go on my tray? There it is.
Our planet killers are arriving.
Remember, save the Undine ships first.
An unseen ship has been rescued. We are grateful. Planet killer Iota is under attack.
Damn it. What got me there? Torp got me. Yeah, bug hole they do, but it's an insanely low drop rate.
An unseen ship has been rescued. We are grateful.
Okay, CSV did go off. Well, my aux power was nuked when I hit that, unfortunate. I need to swap this build from aux to bat.
Planet killer Beta is under attack.
I am just not staying alive here.
The tactical cube at Beta has been destroyed. Destroy the emitter. Planet killer Kappa is under attack.
I need to move faster. No maneuverability buffs. Oh, there's my
Planet
tutorial.
killer Iota, the operation has been home. Planet killer Iota is under attack.
The planet killers went too far down health wise. Yeah, I need to fix this Delkina. The aux to bat loadouts just really are rough now. Terrible warp core. But yeah, bug hole, the drop rate for the Borg Doffs is insanely low. Lower than ships from Infinity. So if you want to get the Borg Doff packs, you have to open the Borg lock boxes. That's part of the reason why they're so expensive, because you know, if it cost on average 90 to 100 million to generate one of the Borg Doff packs into the game, and then there's a 1 in 45 drop rate for any specific Borg Doff from that's how you get to 27, you know, costing as much as it does. 26. You know, a lot of these random Borg DOFs are just really expensive, and it's because the supply is just abysmal. You don't get it? Oh. Warp core, where is that tied to? On the clown. That should hopefully help you understand that GIF. You had one of them? Yeah. Why are the other of 47 DOFs so cheap? Okay, so the fabrication engineer ones are generally the lowest value. And the reason for those is you can only slot one of them. They're not particularly that good with the effect that they have. And dog is going nuts right now for whatever reason. But the effect they have isn't good. You can only run a single fabrication engineer Borg DOF, whereas for the deflector ones and the security officers, you can run, you know, 3 of them. So you're limited to just one of those. The effect isn't good. The security officers, you know, there are some that have a undesirable effect on them. You know, 28, for instance, doesn't always end up being that popular because it's science and command. Generally, you just aren't running, you know, a psi ship on a or a proper high-end psi build on a ship with command. Generally, that stuff's looking more for, you know, psi torp. Yes, exactly, warp core. Sorry. Hollow Novel storage device went up to 1.5 milli in no time. Exactly. You know, like I said earlier in the stream, you know, people want get rich quick schemes for Stowe, you know, through playing the market, but they just can't exist. As soon as I say this thing is a way to make EC, it's gone. Are Lobby ships going to get any cheaper? 195 to 200 seems to be about where stuff tends to sit. Yeah, beam overload, single target, you know, just remember that beam overload, I mean, there's ways to make it a bit more impactful, Dan. Thank you for the 10, or for the 2 Great British pounds. Much appreciated. But like, there are ways to make beam overload good, but it's the reason it generally isn't as popular at higher performance levels is you're going to have to work harder to achieve the same results that an AOE based build would be able to get. It is still possible to do well with beam overload, but you're going to be working much harder. Dark Eddie, how's it going? 21, is that any good? So that's engineering and temporal. So it depends on what the effects are. 21, you know, that's got that chance to improve damage over time. But when I tested it, it was not busted like the 26 and 31 were. And then when you hit temporal abilities, it's a 30% chance to improve weapon armor pen by 50 for 30 seconds. So it's not as desirable as the other ones. There's still builds where you'd be able to benefit from that, but it just depends on the effect that the duty officers have. Yeah. Posted about it in the build help channel and the Stow Builds channel. Good. How good needs my ship and equipment to be in order to fly advanced TFOs? I mean, I would say, if you have a DPS parser on and you see yourself doing for advanced, what is the number people generally say for that? Like 10, 20K? It's going to be a bit of a struggle at that level, but I mean, that's where you're largely able to hold your own at least. It's not going to be the easiest time, but I mean, I think even completely free to play, you can get up to like 50K. Osiris. Yeah, the thing is too on PC, there's quite a few people that were doing the event campaign on multiple accounts, and while the premium ship and the coupons are restricted to the account that you get them on, the lobby you can use to buy things that you can then move to another account. So people were doing the event campaign on multiple accounts so that they could move that 1,500 lobby worth of stuff over to their main account. Osiris, there is no specific name. You have to just look under very rare energy weapon officers on the exchange. Okay. Let's, I talked about the Lamar earlier. Let's pull that back out. Yeah. Okay, traits all look good. Best plasma weapon in my opinion. I like the ultimate, but I know plenty of people that are perfectly fine with just, crafted. I love the visual of the Viridian, but that they have a slower travel time, which is really unfortunate. Okay, so TFO wise, we did an infected. Let's knock it down to advanced. Let's do a cure found advanced public queue. That literally popped immediately. Okay. David, I don't think so. For Stuka. Sorry, that's Stuka meant to respond to there. Yeah, the bridge officers on K13 I don't think are worth the fleet creds. David, did I make enough gambling money yet? No, I have not. Terrible. Waiting on the map to load. The issue with that, Sillery, is the traits and consoles in this game. They're just so expensive. Bug hole. Did you buy one that was for KDF? And the other thing too is with security officers, people often run ground security officers, and for whatever reason, the way that this works in Stowe is if you have, you know, there's a limit of 3 security officers you can slot, but that limit is shared between space and ground. So if you have a ground one slotted, that would prevent you from slotting, you know, another space one. Bug hole. Oof. EC well spent. Thank you.
Oh, what's the
I
harm in a little
appreciate it.
friendly wager?
Actually, we were talking about some gambling before. This chair needs some WD-40. Let's get some gambling going. Nope, if you want to run assimilated plasma, I think, you know, people generally won't care. You'll be fine. Yeah, you bought it off me. I mean, not bad. 45 Lobby and a liberated Borg Doff pack from 6 keys. A 19. What is 19 going for? 19 KDF is 190 million? Back to blaming. I mean, this chair,
Spin the wheel
it's it suffers. It needs some WD-40. Documents, how's it going? BO build when? You want me to run a beam overload build? I'll do a beam overload setup. Okay. There's a request for me to do a beam overload setup. What ship do I have one set up on? You know, I've got an immersive one over here. I think the Excelsior 2? Where is it? Who runs the Stowe Better YouTube channel? I think that was Talor, but EPH is doing some of the stuff right now because, yeah. Wrong ship. What did I name it? I know I have a beam overload set up somewhere. I'm just trying to find it. I might have dry docked the Excelsior too. Yeah, it's looking like I did. What the hell even is this build? Damn the torpedoes. I have no idea what the hell this build is, but it apparently is beam overload. Perfect. Typhoon from the vid? Good point, Michi. Do I still have the Typhoon? I see the Typhon. The issue of having too many ships. Yeah, I think I dry docked it. Use the Deuter stat trait? Oh, hell yeah. I like the Deuter stat trait because it actively lowers your damage. So if you feel like you're doing too much damage, you can put the trait from the Deuter stat on, and you can lower your damage output. It's an amazing trait and well worth the billion EC that ship cost. Hell yeah. There we go. Perfect. I don't know what this build is, but we're going to go with it. I'm going to take the Triz Vandashield off. Yeah, the Deuter stat trait, it's great. Really great for lowering your damage. You know, I haven't done my daily. Let's do, yeah, Borg red alert. Oh, that popped instantly. Why did they make that trait? Because they designed it thinking it was going to be a boost, and then because they didn't understand how EPS mechanics in the game work, they ended up implementing it very poorly in a way that it actually lowers your damage. Oh, such an OP build right here. Epic damage levels. We need more ox bats. I'm gonna have to craft some more. So yeah, I'd like to sometimes just take out a group really fast and then just go to the center and just watch.
We will add your technological and biological distinctiveness to our own.
There we go. Race to get every spawn, be that guy.
Resistance detected. Matrix 0047. 2 out of 10. Engaging now. Disarm no weapons.
What weird question, but what does Ox to Bat increase? I was saying I meant Ox battery for boosting my Ox power up so I get more out of the fleet power console, but the Ox to Bat ability, you would use that alongside some of the technician duty officers, which will give you cooldown reduction. It's just a really old way to build. You probably shouldn't do it much anymore, but it is still there. It's a viable, like, beginner option. Elitist build, terrible. Yeah, cold-hearted. Yeah, when you're doing Oxtabat, the way that you'd go in and use it again is you would have 3 of these technician duty officers on, and then you'd have a 30% cooldown reduction for all of your bridge officer abilities every 10 seconds when you hit Oxtabat. But the downside to Oxtabat is it nukes your Ox power. It is the only auxiliary 2 ability that has that effect on your power levels. But that's also its intention. Oxtabat is meant to take away from Ox power to boost up the other subsystems. It's my favorite variant of the Sovereign here. The Imperial. Campers. Infected is back up, and let's do an Infected Advanced. Infected Advanced, you know, Elite is just so difficult. And this build is absolutely terrible, but... Ken, how's it going? Do I have the Section 31 shield? I think I do.
The situation is grim. All
Warning, ship is under attack.
scanning the nanite transformer. Got it. Do something that you will. The nanite probe can repair the transformer. Stop now.
So slow. There we go. Terrible.
Sensors confirm that the transwarp conduit has been destroyed. However, our scans of the starbase are still being
Spire waves,
disrupted.
yeah.
We will need to send an away team there to look for survivors.
Don't look at one of Michi's runs, because what I just did there felt slow compared to you know, like what Michi did in his solo ISA. I mean, Michi, what was your time, you know, soloing this? There we go. 17 seconds. Yeah, so that is yeah. 16.8. Yeah, the thing is, when it comes to piloting, practicing this stuff solo, if you're really trying to push for like a number, that can be really good. One of the big things for having higher performance on the DPS maps is figuring out your flight path and figuring out how to move faster between points. When you watch a lot of folks going in and doing infected, especially like on Twitch and YouTube, you'll see that people sometimes will travel from point to point at a bit of a leisurely pace. They're not really rushing to get to the next area. And then when you look at, like a really high-end run, it's just, it's crazy. Don't be a drunk pilot, yeah. Third letter of DPS is seconds, absolutely. Beam overload is also terrible. I know, Michi. I hate that beam overload is as popular as it is, especially given that it is one of the more expensive firing modes to build for, given the extender trait is locked behind a Luby ship. But people want it. People want the seat up beam action. Yeah, most of the builds I have right now on this character are a bit rough. Just a bit rough with most of these builds. That's beam overload. Beam overload ISA, Chiaps. Yeah, Sizer, I completely agree. Yeah, if you're doing beam overload, you want to have the Zindi Adolith for the beam overload extender trait. That's how you get high uptime on beam overload. Because that trait takes beam overload from being a 10-second duration up to 15 seconds. Can we try a Hive Advanced? Yeah. Let's do Hive Advanced public queue. Here we go. She's a Predator is worth it if you're looking to take advantage of Cloak Ambush. If you have, some Infiltrator buffs on and you're looking to take advantage of that extended ambush and double up on it, then yeah, that's pretty good. Firebrand, how's it going? Dan, thank you for the 20 bits.
You cannot defeat me. You cannot defeat Your efforts are futile.
I know, Cheops, it's slow.
And I will claim another.
I am eternal! This is not the end.
I wasn't even trying with the flight path there, Cheops. I know. You guys should take a look at Cheop's number in Hive. Cheops has done a solo, what was it, like 8-second run, 5 million DPS. But that's with the build like completely tailored and optimized for that environment. .4 seconds and 5.2 million DPS. Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. D2 took all my money. Thank you for the follow. I used to play Destiny 2, and I gave it too much time and money. Yeah, D2, let me see, what was my playtime there? What do I think about DoSci? The Rallus, yeah, can work as a DoSci platform. Generally, when it comes to, DoSci, it sort of lines up with, most of the meta, right? Right now, the meta is, like a CSV do build with a bunch of uncon, and really DoSci is not that far off of that. I don't think I have Destiny 2 installed right now. I'm looking so I could show. Oh, I apparently do still have it installed. But yeah, I've played that a bit. I haven't played it recently though. Last played May 8th. So my issue with that game is, I don't know, just the FOMO of a lot of stuff. I like to be able to go in at my own pace on a lot of games, and I just, with that game, I don't know, I just eventually got tired of it. Ox Cannon Chekhov is super strong. Diablo 2, not Destiny 2, terrible. Yeah, so the Dilex. It's there. So I was looking at the numbers yesterday, and Michi, I know you and I have talked about this, but these are numbers based off of what I saw Joe and Stowe share on Twitter. So right now it looks like the Dilex is going at like around, what I have here, around 216.7k a day, I think it was. So right now, ooh, that's rough. If this holds true and there's not a spike up in demand for the lithium, then an order placed today will probably take, just over 59.5 days. Yeah, but that's basically Asmodal what we're looking at. If the rate at which the lithium is being bought on the exchange doesn't pick up, then right now an order posted today will not go through until early next year. How does a turret build compare to a beam build? I mean, that's just a CSV setup, Dan. That's all that is. The winter sales, typically a day or two into the year. Yeah. So what this means is if you're wanting to buy the 15th anniversary bundle day one, you basically need to get a order up to sell your lithium within the next 3 or so weeks. Because on one hand, it does do that, Dark Eddie. You know, the Dilex being high does encourage people to put money in, but at the same time, it also does mean that some of the free-to-play players who are grinding stuff out, who are, you know, running TFOs with us, they're going to see that they're locked out behind this multi-month, you know, wall here, and they're just going to give up on the game. Because the game's the game is in a state right now where, you know, their content is not coming out very fast. The server performance is, you know, let's be honest and just call it what it is. It's garbage. Like the systems in the game have, there's quite a few things that have needed attention for a while, and they just don't care. It's just, you need the Dilex to be a bit more accessible to keep those free-to-play players engaged. If the game is harder for them, and they feel like the only way for them to continue is to put money in, they're going to look at the rest of the game and be like, this probably isn't worth my money right now, and they're just going to move on to play something else. Moto, I've just been queuing up with the public queue system. So just next time I hit a queue, just be ready to hit it. I'll try to give some warning. Yeah, and Neverwinter, I think that player base has taken a bit of a larger hit than Stowe, if I recall. But the other thing too for Neverwinter is there's other options out there. So I think this is the right one. Yeah, so here's, I mean, these are just Steam numbers, but like there's Steam and, or there is Stowe and Neverwinter through Steam. So, I mean, you could see Stowe's doing better than Neverwinter, and Neverwinter had a bigger, you know, peak overall, but Stowe's been better at retaining players. And part of that, you know, is just because there's not much competition for Star Trek games. The other is this game is still a bit more accessible for someone coming in and, you know, trying things out. Yeah, Stowe's doing okay. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of people that do not play the game through Steam. The thing is that's really crazy, though, is you just look at how consistent these numbers are for Stowe over the years. Like, there's certainly been a bit of a decline over time, but, I mean, for the most part, things have fairly, you know, it's been fairly consistent. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. A new Star Trek game, with, you know, any similar combat mechanics would be very bad for Stowe. Okay. So next TFO. Let's do a Kidmer Vortex Advanced public queue. Kittimer Vortex Advanced public queue. Joining now. Insta popped. Okay.
There are 2 active Borg transwarp conduits in this system.
Dan, I think you can contact support and get them to link your account over to ARC. I mean, you could just use a captain alteration token. You know, that's what that's there for. So you can just take your suboptimal captain and convert it to something else.
Borg drones are headed for the time vortex. Stop them.
They just straight refused.
Your defensive capabilities are unable to withstand us. Lower
So
your
slow.
shields and await assimilation. Haven't even talked about it. The macrovirus. I mean, I expect it'll be a fun kit module, but I don't expect it to be anything crazy. To be honest, I haven't even looked at the blog. As soon as I heard about it, I was just thinking, yeah, this is probably not going to be anything most people care about. I go over the pity points for the promo packs in my drop rates video, but there is a separate pity point system for promo packs, separate drop rate. Yeah, Rydia, it's completely separate from lockboxes. Yeah, the macrovirus is from Lower Decks and Voyager. So with that dropping, next week, the new lockbox ship that we're getting will probably be from Lower Decks also, hypothetically. So, whatever the new lockbox ship is, it's going to be probably Lower Decks themed, and I wouldn't be surprised if we just see that, continue for what else we get this year. What's my favorite ground setup? Oh, yeah, I can show you that. Okay. Wonder if the graphics will be better than it was in the show. It's a good question. Yeah, Singo, that is a bit rough, isn't it? What is my favorite ground setup? Okay, so my favorite ground setup is to either stand right here on the exchange and just, take a browse through the market to see what certain DOFs are at. 31 is, my 31 was undercut, it looks like. And the 26s, yeah, they're just slow. Yep, knew it was coming. Yeah, my other favorite ground setup is the Suliban cell ship. Yeah, I'll be talking about the macro virus in a video tomorrow. We'll do another news video. Yeah, but my other favorite ground setup is with the Suliban cell ship, so let me just swap over so I can show you that. Oh. I mean, I just used the Disco full auto rifle from the lobby store. I don't know why I went there. I need to go to customize ship. So I really like the Suliban cell ship. This is a freighter, and you've got a few different options for how it can be. You've got it where it's all spread out like that. And there's beta, delta, epsilon, sigma, omega, and theta. Yeah, I've enjoyed season 5 of Lower Deck so far. Yeah, it's been good. Well, you're not putting much of anything on the Suliban cell ship. It's got the best freighter bridge in the game when it decides to load. It's taking its time. And the niece is right outside the door, as you can probably hear. Okay. So this bridge is really nice. You know, you've got your bank, exchange, all that over here. Yeah, sure thing, Kenobi. There you go. So the Suliban cell ship is something you can buy off the exchange, but it's also got these duty officer missions here called Tau Dewa Aid. And basically you can run these and get duty officers that would traditionally only drop from the Romulan Survivor DOF packs. And there's a specific order you have to go through in order to actually run all of these DOF missions side by side. If you just pick one and start it, it'll lock the others out, so you have to not start it. Then you just go through, repeat the process. Just click each of them. And then once you've got all of them there, you can just go through and they're all going to be in your personnel tab. And they have a 120-hour timer. So they take a while. So whatever DOFs you use for this are going to be unavailable for you for a while. Yeah. We're going to do one more TFO. Then I'm going to have to cut things short because I can hear the niece is a bit wild. Okay. Yeah, Maricat, you can target something else and apply that console to it. You just can't use it on yourself. My ISC is on cooldown for another 2 minutes. If you want to complete a high-end build with min-max boss and DOFs as a free-to-play player, the Bridge Officer is not entirely. One of the benefits of going with the Romulan faction is that you can get a full set of SRO Bridge Officers basically for free. That's one of the reasons Romulans were recommended so highly over the years, is because they are just more accessible. And now that you can fly Fed and KDF ships, you know, on any faction, you know, your Romulan can just run a Fed ship and you've just got the full set of SROs there. We want to try another Royal Flush? Sure, we can do another Royal Flush. We're trying another. Royal Flush Elite, public queue. Here we go. It did pop, it's just taking time. Yeah. So 2 people go left, 2 go right, and 1 person go down the center.
Alliance vessel, you arrive first. You will...
I'll just take the center then, and yeah, okay. That should be fine. Remember to save the Undine ships first. Yeah.
Clear Eva Complex Alpha, so our planet killers can arrive safely. Planet killers are arriving.
Okay. Save them, Undine.
An Undine ship has been rescued. We are grateful. An Undine ship has been rescued. We are grateful. The technical UX Gamma has been destroyed. Destroy the emitter. An Undine ship has been rescued. We are grateful. Planet Killer Beta is under attack. The tactical
Why am I not moving?
Beta has been
That's
destroyed.
why.
Destroy the emitter.
Need to move faster.
The tactical QS Delta has been destroyed. Destroy the emitter.
Hope Decker brings us a trait for experimental weapon slots. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Planet Killer Gamma is under attack. The Octahedron Beta has been destroyed. Destroy the emitter.
Over here and help.
An Undine ship has been rescued. We are grateful.
I am stuck in red alert and cannot go faster. There we go. Okay, so that's going to be cleared.
The Octahedron Beta has been destroyed. Destroy the emitter.
That planet killer is still lagging behind a little bit. Okay, that's good. Independent wingmate, I think it works on the very first thing you have out, but the issue is it's going to go to that first thing. So if you're trying to use pets, it's just always going to go out to the first pet out there, and others won't get it. That's the issue with it.
The Octahedron at Epsilon has been destroyed. Destroy the emitter. A number of cubes have arrived at
There we go.
Complex Gamma. Destroy them.
Now we're on to the cubes. I meant to click off that, damn it.
are irregular. Stay alert. Ignore the alert Borg cubes. Focus on those that are active.
Should be another one popping up here, apparently not. It's gonna pop up the moment I move away. The interesting thing with this queue is like it's the first part that is difficult. The second part, going up against this fusion cube, the fusion cube isn't actually hard. There's not actually much challenge for the fusion cube.
You will be assimilated. The cubes have fused together. We must destroy this monstrosity. This fused cube is split into 8 sections, each with its own power source and shield. These sections must be shut down individually. We must leave the area.
There we go.
An operation well done. The Borg have been removed from this part of fluidic space.
Oh damn, yeah, because the bonus marks, that's 745 fleet marks I got from that. Because there's a bonus mark event of it going on right now, so yeah, that's a nice bit of marks there. But yeah, I mean the thing is with this TFO is it's the first part that's difficult. The fusion cube itself is actually sort of disappointing because there's no challenge to it. The fusion cube is not difficult to fight at all. It is entirely just having the coordination to get up to the fusion cube where teams have issues. But yeah, good job everyone. Glad to finally have one of those done on a stream. It's an interesting TFO and lots of marks from it. You know, that's 10 minutes and 700 marks there with the mark event going on. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, but I do need to step away, so I'm going to cut things off here. Again, thank you to everyone for tuning in. Sorry for the stream being a bit on the shorter side again. You know, I'll be doing another stream next weekend around the same time. And video-wise, there's quite a bit incoming. There's lifetime breakdown. I'm going to have another news video going over the macrovirus stuff. Yeah, there's going to be some other sales guides coming up too. Bearcat, thank you. Hold a second, triangles. Dan, thank you for the 40 bits. Much appreciated. Thank you. Okay, thank you all for tuning in. I will see you guys around.